Pleb guides, jungle, boot camp. So let's say you're in your promos, your last pick, and they force you to jungle. Now you need to pick a meta jungler and fast. Welcome to Plebeian Guides, Jungle Boot Camp. The prerequisites for this course are Fiddlesticks, Warwick, Master Yi, as well as basic champion.gg masteries for each one. Starting off, for Warwick and Master Yi, go to Krugs or Gromp, whichever one is closest to the bot lane, for bot lane gives the best leashes. For Fiddlesticks, start Gromp every time, because Drain is a single target ability, and it's just easier on Gromp. On all of these monsters, start out by smiting them, because it gives you a small buff that will help you take the monster itself. For Warwick and Fiddle, start your W. For Yi, start your Q. While you are waiting, ping the buff incessantly to let your laners know you need a leash. Remember, they can't immune pings. Use your abilities immediately. For all champions, proceed to the nearest buff after you take Gromp or Krugs, and take that. On Warwick, grab your Q after you take Gromp or Krugs, and spam all of your abilities. On Fiddlesticks, bring your E and use that before your W, your Drain, because you can't interrupt your Drain, otherwise you're wasting mana and your cooldowns. For Yi, bring your heal, and use that after you clear the camps when you're low. So after this, take camps of your choice, preferably the other buff. You generally have a faster clear time taking the other buff. And back when you have made a full clear, or have ganked a lane by taking the two buffs as well as Gromp or Krugs, depending on which side you started out on, and then taking one of the river thingies, scuttle crabs, ganking lanes. For ganking lanes, smite raptors because it gives you this little vision buff thing that allows you to clear out wards, and head to the lane that has the most carry potential. I cannot stress this enough. If a lane is doing amazing on CS and kills, gank it. You want them to snowball. You want them to turn that 5-0 lane into that 7-0 lane. You want that bot lane fed, okay? It doesn't matter if top lane's feeding, gank them once or twice, but you want bot lane fed. Now, when you gank a lane, I generally wouldn't suggest doing this until level 6 on these champions. Fiddlesticks is the best for earlier ganks with these 3 champions, but when you do gank a lane, you're going to want to provide pressure and come in from behind them. So when your bot lane or your top lane is pushed back to the turret, that's when you gank. Now, depending on which side you're on, and what lane you're ganking, you want to gank from behind your enemies. This is really important, because that way you're a wall of damage, your allies are a wall of damage, and you can just smash your enemies together, and they have a lot harder times escaping. I suggest waiting for your lane to get off some CC first, and make sure your lane knows you're ganking so they can follow up. Now, for Yi, you want to come in using all of your abilities except for Meditate that you have. Alpha Strike and Wuju Style are very effective abilities, and if you have Highlander, it'll stop a lot of CC, and that is very important. With Warwick, you're mostly going to want to use your E to find them if they escape, but for the most part, you just want to Q them a few times and press your W, for it gives your allies attack speed. Now, Fiddlesticks, you're going to want to do the simple combo. Q, E, W, from behind. That way, they either walk into your allies or walk towards you. It's the only thing they can do. You get off the most amount of damage. Remember that the ganking lane is dangerous, you might die, and always ward before doing it, so you don't get counter-ganked. After a successful gank and your laner gets the kill, take some CS. If your laner doesn't get the kill and you get the kill, leave. Taking the CS is called taxing. You may have seen it, a jungler do that to your lane in your games. Now, sometimes you might be pushed up to a tower right after a lane gank finishes, depending on what happens. When this happens, you're going to want to try to take that tower. Towers are very important, and as such, will win you games. As Yi, focus the tower. As Warwick, throw out your W to give your allies attack speed. And as Fiddlesticks, focus minions, because you have a better wave clear. Your responsibilities. Ward Dragon, keep Dragon or lose. Your Warwick can buy pots and solo dragon with proper wording at level 4, and Fiddle can too, getting to 5 dragons wins game. Because the 5th dragon, as most of you may know, is a massive destructive force against your enemy. Now, the early ones are important so you can deny your enemy a dragon and you don't have to worry about the dragon at 40 minutes. Now, to solo dragon, you're going to want to buy pots and ward. Get your bot lane to ward and cover for you so you're not going to get ganked. Well, not ganked, but attacked while taking the dragon. If you are starting from blue side, go to the back of dragon pit and then start attacking. So if the red team comes to try to take the dragon from you, you'll have a chance to escape or finish the dragon. They can't defeat you before taking the dragon. Now, if you're on red side, you want to ward behind the dragon pit and come at the entrance to the pit because that is your safest place on red team for taking the dragon. Now, also, if the enemy is taking the dragon, you want to steal it, get behind the pit, generally towards the bot lane. It's not that warded there that often. And you're going to want to either Crow Storm in if you're Fiddlesticks, Alpha Strike in if you're Master Yi, or Flash in if you're Warwick. If it's a jungler soloing the dragon, say Xin Zhao, Warwick is going to want to come and attack them as well as Fiddlesticks. It's a free kill. They're probably going to be low from the dragon. And it's free kill, free dragon, easy. Now, if your laners ask for buffs, which they're tend to doing, I suggest giving them to them. You're probably not going to be the best jungler if you're watching this guide. So giving your lanes buff will probably help them a lot more than you. Also, offer your mid lane their buff. Blue buff. Okay? Mid lane with blue buff is amazing, and it wins you some brownie points to offer them blue buff. And ganking a lane. More on that later. Tips and tricks. Don't put your ults on a pedestal. A well-placed ulti, yes, can take out their entire team, but those moments are very rare. Baiting Riven and ulting her is even more effective most of the times. Now, when contesting Dragon, focus their jungler or Cho'Gath if you are having to contest it, because they can do so much to damage the Dragon through Cho'Gath's ult and the jungler's smite that you're not going to be able to take it from them. Now, when you're in doubt, ward. Just ward. Now, coordinate with mid's roams. Mid will roam from time to time, and make sure you two have a good communication system going on, because if mid wants to roam bot lane, you could roam bot lane 2 to 4 man gank a fed lane, really destroys any activity down there, or you could roam top lane, so you're pushing top, mid's pushing bot, and mid lane is pushed up, so there's really nothing they can do except to take Dragon or Baron, but it's really not going to be viable with proper wording. Now, if you should die, it is only worth, as they say, if you died to take a Nexus Tower, if you died to take Baron, or deny Baron, or if you died to deny or take 5th Dragon. These are such powerful game-winning objectives that it is only worth if you take these. You may get a triple kill in Neil Worth if you die after that. It's never worth. The time you spend down is much better spent up. Congratulations, you now know how to jungle somewhat. Go win a game! Rate, comment, and tax toxic laners hard. Oh, and subscribe please.